sales in the second half of the year 2026. So at the end of this training, you should be able to go home with strategies on how you can increase your commissions or increase your sales by the end of 2026. And as well, I'm also going to be addressing some common mistakes that is hindering your sales or hindering you from making sales, right? So these are the things we're going to be addressing in this particular training. So if you can see me clearly, hear me clearly, type 1 and 2 in the comment section. And of course, if you jump on live, type #live and let me know where you are watching from. So right, so we're diving into the topic for today, which is how to position yourself for massive sales in the second half of the year as a realtor. Alright, so I know that at the beginning of this year, most of us had goals. Most of us had goals and targets, right? How many of us set had goals and targets at the beginning of this year? How many of us? Alright, almost every one of us, right? And then how many of us have actually achieved that goal so far? From the beginning of the year, how many of us have achieved that goal so far? Alright, so at the beginning of the year, we usually have these goals and then inspirations that we need to achieve before the year ends. But after a while, it seems like things are not turning out the way we expected, right? So because most times when we set goals, or most times when we have desires of something that we want to achieve, it doesn't turn out the way we expect, because most of the times we lose the capacity to achieve that goal. Alright? So when you have not achieved your goal, it does not necessarily mean that your goal is not valid. It means that you still have some learning to do, right? You still have some things that you need to know, or that some capacities that you need to build to help you achieve that goal. Alright? And sometimes when we are praying for something, right? We are praying for maybe a car or a house or something, and at that time it feels like that is what we need, but we have not yet built the capacity of somebody that will be able to own a car or own a house. So at the end of the day, it now looks like we are hoping, right? So it now looks like we are hoping, and you know that hope is not a strategy.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So, and that is why most of the times, because the goal that we set for ourselves, because we are not seeing the result, or we are not achieving it, we started living like we are hoping for it. Right? So, but when you set a goal and you work towards it, that is where strategy comes in. So if you have a goal, you have a strategy to achieving that goal. Alright, so, and in the last couple of months, I spent my time in learning a lot of things. Alright, I mean, for me too, I had my own goals, and it feels like some of them were not coming forth. And I went back to my drawing board, right? I started looking at what are the things am I supposed to do to help me achieve this goal. Because the truth is that the knowledge that brought us this far is not the same knowledge that will take us to the next step or the next level that we are supposed to be. Alright? So it made me to now go back to the drawing board and started learning some things again. So when you have not achieved your goal, it means that don't feel bad about it, and don't beat yourself up too much. It means that you have some learning to do. And that is why we organize trainings like this. And that is why There are so many podcasts online. There are so many videos online for you to watch. All right, and even in the Bible, when 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 they were given, when this what is it called? Is it a king? No, the king shares talents. Yes, so to his servant, he shared this talent based on what? Their capacity. So he said according each of them, he gave them words according to what? Their capacity. So what I'm trying to drive at is that our goal is valid, but maybe we have not what? Yet built the words, the capacity that we need to achieve that goal. And you know what? God cannot give you what you don't have the capacity for part-time.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that capacity yet, it will look like God is not answering your prayer. So, and most times, people that want to take it by fire, by force, they will end up getting it the wrong way. So when you have not achieved your goal, it means that you have to what? Develop what? Capacity from it. So that is what we are going to be discussing in this particular training, right? Remember, our topic is how to position yourself. Right? I started with that goal so that you get to, because the important thing is that for you to be able to achieve something, there should be a drive behind it. All right? There should be a drive behind it. You are not just moving. You want massive sales. How then do you come about with massive sales? It will not just come by fluke. And even if it comes by fluke, you can't sustain it. Right? So you can't sustain it, and you can't rely on that kind of strategy for your business, especially if you want to do it for what? For the long term. So starting out with this training, I'll say for you to be able to, the first thing that you're going to do to position yourself for massive sales in the coming days or in the coming months of the year is, number one, revisiting your goals. Revisit your goals. So here I'm talking about what? Income goals, right? It can be any other kind of goal, but at the beginning of this year, if you had a particular goal, for me, I had a particular income goal that I want to achieve by the end of the year, right? And what I did was that I broke them down. I broke the amounts down into months, right? Which gives me a specific figure of what I'm supposed to achieve in a particular month. So you need to revisit your goal. What were your goals at the beginning of the year, right? Revisit your goals, and then let me remind you about your goals, right? Like I said, your goals are valid, but first, your goals should be something that is attainable. Your goals should be what? Attainable. Your goal should be what? Measurable. And then your goal should be something that will motivate you, not something that you look at and you are scared. So which means that if you have not yet, that is still boils down to the capacity I'm talking about. If you have not done 100K before, and you are setting a 100 million naira goal, you know our brain is wired differently, right?
Yes,
once you set one unrealistic goal, it will be shutting down your brain, and that is when you now start living on hope. And let me tell you that so many Nigerians are living based on what? Hope. And that is why they are taking advantage of Nigerian men or Nigerian people, because they know that Nigerians they live more on hope. So most of these politicians on record will come and give you a lot of hope, and then you start living on that hope, and then you remain there and stuck in that hope for a very long time, right? So if you set an unrealistic goal, you'll be living on hope.
Yeah.
You just be imagining, hey, imagine I make, you have not 100K that is together, have not entered your account before. And you're already imagining. It's not bad that you should not dream big. You know, you hear dream big, dream big.
Yeah.
Dream big. Dream big does not mean you should be living in what? In the A lot of people like to live in what they call division. People like to be in. There was fight of. Imagine that I hit home 100 million now. I said a property that is worth 100 million. Imagine the commission. 10% of 100 million is how much? That is 10 million. You're already imagining. Imagine, this 10 million now, I can do this, check my apartment, relocate, do this one, do that one. You know, you're living in what? Delusion and what? Hope. Remember, you have not become the person that can attract what? 1 million, 100K first, right? To talk of 100 million. So let your goal what? Be realistic. Let your goal be realistic. So you will be asking now, do you mean that we should not set big goals? I do not say you should not set big goals, but set your goal based on the capacity you have per time. And when you have that capacity, it will help you. It will help you to work hard to become somebody that will attract a higher goal. Right? Yes. When I started real estate in 2021, when I became serious in 2022, and my boss asked me, what is your target for this month? I just told him 100K. And he looked at me. And because my mind capacity that time was what? 100K. And then what happened is that I started working towards getting 100K for that particular time. And you know what happened? As I started working, because why I said 100K is because I've not worked or become that person that can what? Handle 1 million. That's why I could not say 1 million. Right? Because the 1 million will just be sounding like alarm in my head. Like this is not for us, this is not for us. So you need to start with what that your mind can contain per time. And it is not bad. It will just help you to work towards. Imagine you want to earn 1 million and you started with 100K. You know, by the time you push yourself to earning 100K, you will not since I can make this 100K like this, I can still make 1 million.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is how the capacity starts. So you need to what? Revisit your goals. If you set one unrealistic goal before now, go and revisit it. Put it in something that your mind is not afraid of, or your brain is not shutting down. Because one thing that is going to make you to leave whatever or to discontinue from something that is already working.
Yes, ma'am.
So it is when you have realistic goal, then you start talking of what? Strategies on how you can achieve this goal. Yeah. And that is where faith comes in. Right? Instead of what? Hope. Faith now what? Comes in. Alright? So what is faith? Faith is the evidence of things hoped for and what? Assurance of things not seen. So when you sit down to design a strategy, right? Let's take, for instance, you want to make 100K, for instance. As a realtor, what it will take you is to be able to sell a plot of what? 1 million naira. Right? 10% of 1 million naira is what? 100K. So you now set a strategy. What property am I going to promote? Right? What property am I going to promote that will help me to achieve this 100K?
Yeah.
And what are the activities? What are the activities am I going to be doing that will help me to attract somebody that has 1 million naira to buy property from me? Right? And that is when you will now go into what? The strategy. So when you now go into that strategy and those activities, you will not be building on what? On faith. Because you have assurance that if you follow this strategy, the things that you hope for will come to you. Alright?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you set a realistic goal, it will help you to define the strategies that is going to help you to achieve what? This particular goal. So the first thing is what? Revisiting your goals. Right? If you don't have any goal before now, please go and set one for yourself. I'm talking about income goals. So let's just think that, okay, the first half of the year has gone. We have the remaining 6 months. 5 months. This is already what? July. In the next 5 months, how much do you want to make? In these remaining 5 months, how much do you want to make? And I'm going to tell you here that these remaining 5 months, please let's use our devices. These remaining 5 months can still help us to help this year to become the best year for us if we plan very well for it, right? These remaining 5 months can still be the best, can still make 2026 our best year. Regardless of what must have happened from January up to now, right? So if you don't have any goal before now, set one for yourself. Set to yourself, oh, from now till December, I should be able to make this amount. Now, what will you do? You break this amount into months, into the remaining 5 months of the year, the remaining 5 months or the remaining 6 months. So let's take for instance, please, I need the wood. Let's take for instance, you want to make, how much will I use so that your brain will not do 30 million. 30 million. All right. So, how much are we using?
30 million.
30 million. This 30 million.
Is it as commission or?
Is it as commission?
Yes, as commission.
Okay, yeah, it's very possible.
Okay.
From now till December.
Sorry.
So 30 million in commissions. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So maybe when we finish this now, still calculate for people that are starting out, that have not made 100K per capita before. Right? So this is 30 million. Divide this by 6. Right?
Okay, we can still make one business.
Yes, no. This is still what?
That's
9.
9.
5 million.
Okay, when you divide this by 6,
5 million.
it's 5 million. It means that every month you should be able to what? Do 5 million as what? Commissions. Now, what does this entails in real estate? It means that every month you should be able to sell properties worth about 50 million. At least, right? Because there are some properties you will sell, they will cut your commission, and you will be left zero. Or you if you not involve,
Long queue.
if you not involve association of agents, oh my God. Have you sold property where you have to do series of meetings of how commission will be done? I remember when we sold in 2022. We went to bank. No, before we even went to bank to share that commission, we conveyed that the shop price. If a bunch of agents, but I said when they don't match that we came here. Several meetings. They will say, come to GRA Bank, come to this because you don't want your commission to get lost. Meanwhile, you are the one that brought the client though. But if you see agents, so you see that kind of deal now, at the end of that deal, I think I went home with around 200 and something K. So from there we went to the bank. If you see, as if they just blow trumpets for all the realtors, agents in the everybody. So that kind of deal now, by the time you are done with it, maybe you will sell a property worth maybe 150 million, no? But you may be going home with very insignificant amounts. Do you understand? So that one is part of it. It's still part of you being in the business. So you see that when you have this goal, right, strategy is already falling into place. You are not saying, okay, for me to make 30 million between now till December, right, I need to divide this 30 million into 6. So this month, I have to make what, 5 million. And that is where the work comes in, right? Many people, some people used to say, oh, I don't know what to post, because you don't have what? A goal. So when you don't have a goal, you don't even have strategy. And that is where when somebody posts something, you are sharing. Somebody will post anything, 1,000 square meters in GRA, you reshare. 2,000 square meters in Independence Layer, you reshare. You don't have a goal, right? When you have a goal, you see that you want to make 5 million. This is when you now sit down, right? Which properties am I going to sell that will amount to what? This 50 million, right? That will help me to make at least 5 million in commissions. So this is where you now sit down and look at the properties in your portfolio, in the properties that you want to promote, right? And then now decide the marketing strategy you are going to use in promoting this property that is worth 50 million, or these properties that will help you to sell to achieve this your income goal. Right?
Right.
So if it is, let's just be realistic with these things. So we need to sell property that is worth 50 million naira. And let's take, for instance, we have Safe Haven. Safe Haven, right?
Yeah.
That is 15 million. We have, which other property? Grand Omega. This is my guy. This is my guy. I like Grand Omega. Anytime I look at his status, I'm seeing Grand Omega. And you know, the property also loves him. I mean, he has been selling it. So another property is what? Grand Omega. So Grand Omega is 7.5. I love my students. 7.5. Maybe you can pick up another smaller property. Evolve City. 4.5. So now let's look at it. If you sell like 2 plots here,
Power. Power.
if you sell 2 plots here, please don't mind. Let me know whether you are following. If you sell 2 plots here, you are making about 3 million, right?
Yeah.
And let's say if you sell another 2 plots here, this is 1.5. That's already like 4.5 million. And let's say you also sell 2 plots here. That's how much?
850. No, that's 900.
you have 5 point something.
5.4.
5.4.
M.
So you see that
And
you have already achieved more than what? Your goal.
It's like that
So
for like
Yeah,
5
achieve more than
months.
Yes.
you move this 400K to next month.
No.
Enjoy
So that
it.
means
That's
if
your
you're not able
reward.
to reach the quota next month, this 400K does not.
So your goal now, it does not concern if you are at the end of 5 months, you should be able to make 30 million or plus. Right? Now, this will actually help you to know your capacity. You can now say, oh, I was able to do so amounts within this period. And this, let me tell you what will happen. If you achieve this, it will help you to set a higher goal. You start feeling like you need more. Right? So, but if you don't have goal, if you just sell one plot of safe haven, you feel like you have arrived. Do you understand? Meanwhile, there are more. There's more for you to get. But first, you need to set it as a goal first. If you don't have a goal, that's why some people, when they sell one plot, or they just make one sale, you will not see them after months. Until that one is finished. They will not come back again to look for another way to make another one. Because there was no goal, there was no strategy. They were just living on what? Hope. Right? They don't even have capacity self. Maybe that one even happened out of fluke. Yes, by luck. And you can't build your business by luck. You have to have strategy. So now, the next question will now be, what are the things, what are the activities that is going to help me to attract people that is going to at least buy 2 plots of safe haven? 2 plots. 2 plots of what? Evolved. Because this is where the law of average comes in. Which say that if you do something multiple times, one out of that stuff will actually work out for you. And that's where the Ada principle came from, right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So for you to be able to sell, this means you need to sell 6 plots of land. Right? Depending on me, sometimes if I just focus on one property, you see me talking about safe haven the whole full month. You do know that my goal has been tied around there. Do you understand? It's not because I too like safe haven, but I have to develop the likeness for safe haven because I know it's going to help me to achieve my goal. Right? So
yes, ma'am.
If you don't like a property, you will not be able to sell it. So you have to first develop likeness. Because at this point, we are not talking about what you like and what you don't like again. Your concern should be for the people that you want to serve. Right? The people that will be able to bring this money for you. Remember, this money is going to come from people.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're in the business of people. Government of the people, by the people, of the people.
And for the people.
For the people. And that is what real estate is, actually.
Yeah.
So we are dealing with people, for the people, by the people. Everything about the people, right? Yeah. So now, this is a lot of average. It means that this is what? Action. Is that action?
Attention.
Attention. Interest. Desire. And what?
Action.
Action.
Buy.
So for you to be able to sell 6 plots, for instance, it means that, let's say for instance, for you to be able to sell 1 plot, you have to at least attract 1,000 people. 1,000 people should be able to see what you are doing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then 100 out of it will say, I'm interested. Even deep down, they know they're not interested. They're not regulate. But out of the 100,
10 we decide.
10 should desire it.
we desire that, oh, let's go and see the place. Right? Then one
At least.
One at least will not make payments, you will not smile. Right? Now it means for you to sell 2 plots of what? Safe haven. You should be able to attract like 2,000 people. That from there, 200, 20, and then 2. Now it does not mean that 20 people have to go for site inspections. Right? Sometimes it's based on the conversations. Right? You may have a lot of people reach out to you. And that's why you need to pay attention to your content. We are still going to that. Because some of us, we are creating attention, right? But we are not attracting people that are showing interest in what we are doing. Right? So this is what the law of average. So with this now, we see that at every point during the day, during the month, you have something that is pursuing you. So some people that used to ask me, how do you stay motivated? It's because of my goals. My goals motivate me. Right? Number one, my goals motivate me. And then the kind of life I want also motivates me too. So, in fact, it's even the life that you want that we have to set your goal. Most of the times. Alright? So it will keep you motivated. It will keep you having activities that you are doing every single day. Do you understand? So if you want to make 5 million, you know that you're not going to sleep. You know, it sounds very easy. I want to make 5 million a month. It does not sound easy. Keke will say, I want to sing, I want to sing, I want to sing. So that is how it sounds. I want to make 5 million, I want to make 10 million. How far? Do you understand? So if you want to make this money now, you see that you're already designing strategy, and that is what marketing is all about. Marketing is not random. And if you do it randomly, you get random results. So this is where you sit down, design all of this. Okay, if I'm going to sell self-help, what are the contents now? Who am I going, which people can buy what? Safe Haven. Which people can buy Grand Omega? Which people can buy what? Evolve City. Once you identify them, you start finding ways that you can inspire their interest to like Safe Haven. Alright? Or you start solving their problems through using these products, Safe Haven, or any of these. So we'll be going to that. Alright?
Yes, ma'am.
Somebody's asking me the same account, right? Alright, are we following so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. So when you revisit your goals, also when you are revisiting your goals, also revisit it in the place of gratitude. In the place of gratitude. Remember, I was talking about most times why you have not achieved your goals is because you have not yet built the capacity to achieving that goals. In the place of what? Gratitude. This is where you say, I'm happy and grateful. 30 million at the end of
2026.
affirmation, kind of affirmation. Because our brain may be looking at it like it is difficult. So you have to start what? Now, affirming it. Right? So you need to what?